Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of May 18th through the 24th, and during that time, we will have a last quarter moon that comes in on the 20th, and that's a time for reflection, really just releasing things that doesn't serve us anymore, preparing for new beginnings, letting go a little bit, and also kind of taking responsibility for past actions as we get ready and move into a new cycle. We also move into the waning crescent energy, and that's a time of surrender, rest, and healing right before that. So kind of just that winding down before a new cycle begins. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Aquarius, so please keep that in mind. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, and your overall message for this reading, Aquarius: balance, spirituality, and practicality. All right, never bad advice there. And Aquarius, since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel. It's super easy for you to do so. I will give you just a moment to do that right now while I'm shuffling. Thank you so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I appreciate you. All right. And my weekly reminder for the week, Aquarius, is that not only this week, but every week, that you notice the world around you. And that would be when it comes to things like synchronicities, those things that are happening that if you're not really aware of it, they're happening and you're not paying attention, you're not getting the message. So just kind of be extra aware. And this would be things like, animals that you might see. This could be repeating numbers or number patterns. This could be songs and, like maybe a conversation that you overhear, just things that are just kind of the universe's way of speaking to us and dropping little breadcrumbs that are, sometimes little affirmations or just messages that you need to hear. For example, it could be that an animal that you don't see all the time, and maybe it's a sign that you need to take on the attributes of that animal to manage a life situation that you have going on. So just an example, but pay attention to those synchronicities this week. That's just my fun weekly reminder. All right, Aquarius, May 18 through 24, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Your overall present energy is the Strength card. So coming into the week with with a really strong sense of yourself, a strong sense of your inner strength. That's really what that is the ability to kind of just maintain your strength through any situation that you're going through. Your current situation is the Devil card, so maybe that's why you need to maintain that inner strength. Is you've got this devil kind of on your shoulder with false truths, might be just kind of whispering things into your ear that make you fearful about something, or that can make you have like a fear of success, or to be closed-minded about something. It could make you have self-doubt or procrastinate. This could be about dependency, but it's just a little, distraction that's in your ear. But make sure that you're overcoming that with your inner strength. At the root of your situation is the Ace of Wands, and very interesting. So you've got this new thing coming in, which is kind of a new passion, a new thing that's coming into your life. And that's at the root of this entire situation. So, if that's coming in and you're feeling like it's something that you might like to pursue, make sure you're using that inner strength instead of letting this devil kind of talk you out of it, right? Like, oh, that's not for you. You can't do that. That just negative self-talk that gets in there, that's really the devil. That's not even you. It's just the devil in there. You are coming out of a situation that is here with the Eight of Swords, which it looks like you fought your way out of something and you're arriving at this place. So you do have some sort of skill already when it comes to you're having some sort of realization that I'm getting that you were able to manage the situation. You've got more inner strength than you thought, and here comes this new thing in that you think, oh, maybe I'll pursue this. Don't let that devil talk you out of it, right? What's on your mind this week is your just being stability, your stability. This could be financially or in your material world, but that's, it's kind of on your mind that even though you want to bring this new thing in, and you can, you're in a stable place right now. You've just got to talk louder. Your inner strength needs to talk louder than this devil voice that's at you. What is just ahead of you is the Seven of Pentacles. So looks like you have planted some sort of seeds here, and there's nothing you can really do there. You're just kind of waiting on a harvest. So maybe that's why you have extra time to bring in this new passion thing. You've kind of done your work, you've planted your seed, you're waiting for things to come to fruition, and you've got a little time on your hands. So you know, let's see what that is to pursue that. And your advice position is the Tower. Interesting that that's in your advice position here. And this is a disruption. So maybe what this means is that your life might need a little bit of disruption with this. I don't even see this as, sometimes the Tower, it is kind of a distraction or, kind of an obstacle that you need to come to get through. But I feel like because this is in your advice position, this is kind of saying that you need to shake things up a little bit, that you need a little bit of a disruption in your life, that maybe you're kind of going along status quo and you need a little bit of disruption to make sure that you're pursuing your passions, if that makes sense to you. What is beyond your control this week is the Chariot card. So, beyond your control is maybe getting ready to make a move. And that, again, with this new thing that's coming in, you've planted some seeds and you're just kind of thinking about. I call this the packing the minivan card, that you're putting things together, and although you're not quite ready to move, you're thinking about it and you're putting some time and energy into it. So very interesting that it's kind of like the universe is saying, hey, you need a disruption, it's time to make a move. And the devil is kind of working against that and saying, throwing in those self-doubts and everything. But you need to balance your spirituality with your practicality, which means those spiritual things, those beliefs, those things that you've come to know to be true, you need to put them into practice when it comes to your practical life, right? What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Seven of Swords. So is it your secret desire to be cunning and crafty, or are you trying to avoid that? And in what situation? Let's get another card here. These cards are kind of all over the place on this reading, Aquarius. I'm not going to lie. I'd like to see everything come out here before I put it all together. And your outcome position is the Nine of Pentacles, which is kind of your, enjoy the moment. So this is a very interesting layout of cards. What is hidden from us this week is the Ten of Cups. Okay, let me just have a minute here to look over these cards. Got a couple. I'm going to say that I see 3 sevens on the table. So I want you to go look up angel number 777. See if that has anything to do with anything that you have going on this week, because it does it. I feel like, your ultimate happiness is hidden from you this week because you're kind of working through something, but you're going to end up the week in a good place where you're kind of enjoying the moment because, and like I said, you need to, whatever this devil is whispering in your ear, you are strong enough to overcome it, that you're not going to listen to that. And this disruption, because it's in your advice, it's almost like, this thing comes in that you have kind of an idea on, and you're kind of wanting to build, and I feel like there's roadblocks. That even though you're in a stable place, that you're kind of getting ready, but there's kind of self-doubt and things. And again, you need to have a disruption. It's almost like you need this disruption in your life so that you can move forward in a positive way. Does that make sense? That it's not a disruption in the normal part. Normally this would be, this could be like a flat tire that's annoying, all the way to, something even a little bit more catastrophic. But I feel like because it's in your advice position, it's almost like the universe is saying, you need to be the disruptor. You need to disrupt your life a little bit, and you need to overcome these self-doubts that this devil is putting in your ear, so that you can move forward with your passions and get to a place where you can really enjoy the moment here with those in your material world. So I'm going to go back to your overall message card there, which was balance your spirituality and your practicality. And that's really, that's kind of practice what you preach. If you have some sort of philosophy, Aquarius, I mean, I wouldn't doubt if you do. Aquarians can be very philosophical. If you have a way that you do believe, are you really putting that into practice into your own life, and getting behind the passion of it, if that makes sense? So, and if you're not, that's what these cards are saying. That's the cards are saying, don't have the self-doubt. Practice what you preach. Put it into practice. And I think when you do, and if you, there's going to be those of you that hear this reading, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Put that into practice for a while. Give it some time and see if you can get to this place where you are, just kind of enjoying the fruits of your labor, and let those seeds that you've planted, those philosophical seeds, let them play out in your practical life, and get to that place where you are reaping the rewards of that. All right, let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Have faith. Perfect. Yeah, faith in the thing that you believe in. Couldn't be said any better. Another card for you is raise your vibration. So, yeah, Aquarius, whatever you have going on, it's like the cards this week. This is a very different kind of reading. Just the way the cards came out, the order in which they've come out, you're working your way towards this ultimate happiness. You're not quite there yet, but I feel like it's hidden from you because you can be there if you will do this, if you will put your spiritual beliefs into practice. And I think it's going to get you to a really great place where you're reaping those rewards. So, Aquarius, good luck with this week. I hope this made sense for you and is helpful to you in your week. If you're comfortable leaving a comment, please leave a comment down below. Let me know, what things are you putting into practical use. When it comes to your philosophy or your spirituality that you're putting into practical use with your life. Are there things that are harder for you to do that you kind of, have some self doubt about? So leave me a message down below and let me know. Also, I do readings every week, so come back next week and we'll see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you. And also, if you like my reading style, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel, and of course, it'll help you find me next week. So thank you so much, Aquarius, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.